Here's an argument that I hear a lot from people. That niche right there, or that thing right there is saturated. There are so many people doing that one thing, right? I hear that so much. But I want you to visualize something I'm about to tell you. Think about the car that you have right now. Think about before you actually drove that car, purchased that car. Maybe you didn't notice all those cars before you purchased it. But somehow when you purchased that white Jetta, you started noticing all the other white Jettas that were around you because now you own one. That's the same thing with business. When you want to be the perfume seller, then you start noticing all the other perfume sellers around the world or your local area, whatever. And then you start to say, man, this thing is saturated. No, it's not saturated. It's just that now you're focusing on it because you're in it. So everywhere you look, you tend to be focused on the perfume seller. That is the biggest lie known to man. People, there are 7 billion people in this planet. And the internet has given us the ability to reach out to a percentage of those people. Right? I know of niches that have 250 to 1,000 people, and they're $1 million niches. It only takes a small percentage of people in a niche to make you a lot of money. But you have to understand that it can be done, and it's not like this crowded marketplace and there's no room for you. There's a lot of room for you. You should thank the powers that be who created the internet, who let you sit in your living room and be able to reach out to someone from China, Uzbekistan, or Switzerland from the comfort of your own home and sell something to them. You should thank your lucky stars that we live in an era that actually has this. So we have nothing to complain about, right? When it comes to action, there are only a few making moves. A few. And what I mean by the few is, I said 1%, but it could be about 1 to 3% of people that are really taking action. Most people, when it comes to business, they're like, you know what? It's too risky. I'd rather get me a safe job and stay here, because they want that paycheck every 2 weeks. But this is a little more riskier. But if you stick with it and you apply what you learn, you're no longer falling into that category of using time to make money. You see, a better math formula when it comes to making money is, if you can service 30 to 40 people in an hour, and each one of those people from 30, 40 people in an hour can give you, let's say, $40. And over here you make $20 an hour. Which person do you want to be? Right? So this goes back to the Jetta thing, right? You're only paying attention to it because you're in it. But trust me, there are only a few that are doing it. Most people are consumers. Yes, I said it. Most people are consumers. And if you have something to give them, you can benefit from it. Right? And another thing I want to put on this too is that if you're going to be out in that marketplace, don't be boring. We're going to talk a little bit about this more in our photography session, but don't be boring. Because this picture has a lady in blue hair, blue and black hair. Now, when she sat down, she probably told the hairdresser, you know what, give me blue hair. And he probably was like, yes. So she was like, yes, I got it. I like people that take, to do something different and take action and things like that. Now, I don't know her friends, but maybe she has some people that said, why do you get blue hair? Right? But if this was a person that was on an Etsy page or a profile pic, Automatically, she stands out because not only does she have the blue hair, I see confidence. So what I'm telling you right now is when you start your Etsy store, I don't want you to be boring. I don't want you to be just like every other store. If you're going to do something, stand out and be bold. And sometimes it only takes just a little bit to do that, a little tweak. So if she was selling sunglasses and then somebody else was selling sunglasses with a plain page, maybe they didn't have no one in the sunglasses. Maybe the sunglasses were a little boring, right? But if this was the owner of the shop and she was selling sunglasses, and if I was the female, or not, if she had male glasses in, I would be like, I'm buying from her. Because it seems like maybe she knows fashion, right? And I'm not saying that there's a demographic that doesn't like the fashion, because there is. But what I'm saying is I would put my money on this person probably will get clicked first if they're looking at a profile pic, and that's a profile pic because she's different. And different isn't bad. I'm going to say that again. Different isn't bad. Right? So don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to just give a little bit more in your shop. Right? Please take this into consideration. I want you to understand that. Be bold. Be different. Aim to be one of the best. Don't just aim to be mediocre. If you take this philosophy further, you will have success in your Etsy shop. I'll see you guys at the next lesson.